Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB and today is the 6th of March 2025 and yesterday guys, President Donald Trump did actually have a joint session at the Congress and he talked about all of his accomplishments. Now what I'd really recommend you to do is guys, rather than listening to fake news mainstream media, go to the White House official YouTube channel and go ahead and listen to the entire speech. It is well over 2 hours long and looks like a lot of Americans and the rest of the world, they definitely liked what President Donald Trump had to say. Because now President Donald Trump is a massive fan of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies as well as in it. And because of that guys, the prices of Bitcoin and the global cryptocurrency market has pumped up. So we'll definitely go ahead and take a deep dive into the global cryptocurrency snapshot. Now in today's episode guys, we have quite a lot of interesting things to cover. And the first news is regarding the president of Belarus. And looks like he's been inspired by President Donald Trump. And this is in the world of Bitcoin. And Belarusian president, that is Alexander Lukashenko, he wants to focus on Bitcoin mining with the surplus energy. So in today's episode guys, we'll definitely go ahead and take a deep dive into this. Now thankfully guys, President Donald Trump got re-elected. Imagine if someone from the Democrats would have been re-elected. That would have been absolutely catastrophic at a geopolitical level. And particularly when you talk about Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, the numbers would have been absolutely horrendous, isn't it? So it's really important to note that politicians all over the world are now fans of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Now the next news guys is regarding probably the most important company in the world of Bitcoin, and this is to do with Blockstream. And there's a really interesting update guys. They are launching a Bitcoin backed fund and the amount of funding that they're talking about is in billions of dollars. So we'll definitely go ahead and touch base on this news. Now look guys, you should know that so far as the source code of Bitcoin is concerned, a lot of them are directly employed by Blockstream. So if you're someone who's relatively new into the space guys, I would really urge you guys to go ahead and check Blockstream's website. And according to me guys, one of the biggest innovation after Bitcoin is Lightning Network. And in the Blockstream's website guys, you can get the white paper for Lightning Network as well as Liquid Network. So them launching a Bitcoin backed fund is definitely a massive news. So we'll definitely go ahead and discuss this. Now the next news guys is regarding Crypto Summit. And there's a really interesting list of attendees who will be attending this session. Now me personally, I'm definitely content with the attendees in the list. So what I'll do guys in today's episode, I'll go ahead and highlight some of the key people who are attending this session. And listen guys, if you want to get the names of detailed attendees, all of the details are in the show notes below. Now the final news guys is regarding President Donald Trump. And not only is a massive fan of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies guys, we know that he went ahead and launched a meme coin as well as in it. But President Donald Trump's advocacy for Bitcoin and cryptocurrency does not end over there. He's also venturing into metaverse and NFT. And what his company called as DTM operation has done is, they have gone ahead and submitted trademark application for the name that is Trump. So we'll definitely go ahead and take a deep dive into this. So quite a lot to cover guys in today's episode. And like we do in every Crypto and Coffee Date series, we will be looking at two news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. And both the news guys are in the world of artificial intelligence. Now the first news guys is regarding a partnership. And Dubai Future Foundation has signed a memorandum of understanding with ARIC, that is Artificial Intelligence Center of Hamburg. And this guys marks the first collaboration that Sandbox Dubai has entered with a foreign partner. So we'll definitely go ahead and explore this news. Now the second news guys is connected to Saudi Arabia. And this is to do with Riyadh there. And the news essentially is that they have unveiled an IBM AI partnership. So in today's episode, we'll definitely go ahead and have a look at this. Now look guys, when you talk about artificial intelligence, there are different sectors that are adopting artificial intelligence. And I've been saying this over and over again guys. When it comes to artificial intelligence, I wouldn't be surprised in a decade's time or so if the Middle East turns out to be the leader. But with President Donald Trump in charge in the United States of America guys, I'm pretty much sure United States of America will be taking the lead as well. Now it is great that we have healthy relationship between United Arab Emirates and United States of America, as well as Saudi and America as well. So definitely interesting times ahead. Now we have quite a lot of cover guys in today's episode. Let's kickstart with it right away. Thank you to our sponsors for being part of the Blockchain DXB journey. Firstly, Advanced Media. Advanced Media guys is the largest distributor of professional video, photo, broadcast and cinematic equipment and accessories in the Middle East and MENA region. With over 2 decades of experience, Advanced Media is now the largest distributor in the Middle East, representing more than 100 recognizable brands, including brands such as Zeiss, DJI, Hasselblad, Red and Rode. As a matter of fact guys, the very mic that I'm recording is being sponsored by Advanced Media as well. And Advanced Media has showrooms in Saudi Arabia and services as well. Looks like they're definitely taking the Middle East by storm. And here's the beautiful thing guys, they're taking corporate social responsibility very seriously. And they're focusing on 3 P's, that is people, planet and prosperity. Now listen guys, if you do want to find out more information regarding the statement of corporate social responsibility, check out the website, that is www.amt.tv. And here's the beautiful thing guys, they also want to be a leader and set an example and reputation as a pioneer and member of the community. And in doing so guys, they also have an AMT scholarship with SAE Institute in Dubai, UAE. So definitely check it out. And also guys, Advanced Media is committed to persistently developing, organizing and hosting training workshops, seminars and community events that educate, inform and familiarize consumers with new equipment and the latest technological advances. So listen guys, do one thing. If you do want to support this channel, go to the website, that is www.amt.tv, and follow the social media channels as well. All of the details are in the show notes below. Next, Startup OI is global one-tech platform for tech. It offers global high-paying tech jobs with flexibility in working time and location, global free tech events, and tech networks to connect with global like-minded engineers. A brilliant platform to listen to the tech experts in metaverse and to grab their insights. Now listen, all you have to do is download the app Startup OI. If you're using an Android version, go to Google Store and App Store for iOS devices. Alternatively, you can also click on the show notes below to download Startup OI. Next, guys, listen, if you're into fitness, if you're into adventure, if you want to do something wild but still want to keep your health in check, there is a new podcast in town, a podcast focusing on obstacle course race in the Middle East. The podcast is called the Race Pace Podcast. So check out the Race Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And the Race Pace Podcast is a peer-to-peer community-driven podcast where they talk all about obstacle course race in the Middle East, from Sandstorm to Spartan Race, from Tough Mudder to Desert Warrior Challenge, and also the Government Gov Games, and quite a lot more. The podcast has interviews with athletes locally and internationally to get inside scoop on how athletes prepare for obstacle course race. In the podcast, they also talk about interesting stories on why they are motivated to do obstacle course race. And that's not all. They also plan to release 7 NFTs. And these NFTs are no ordinary. These NFTs will represent every emirate in the UAE. And listen guys, these NFTs are going to be absolutely massive. So do one thing, go to Spotify, go to iTunes, go to any leading podcasting platform. Check out the Race Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And finally guys, not your keys, not your crypto. If you have dabbled with cryptocurrencies and now are seriously getting to protect your cryptocurrencies, there is no better way to protect it by using a hardware wallet. And this is where Ledger Wallet kicks in. And Ledger Wallets are hardware cryptocurrency wallets made by Ledger, a company headquartered in Paris, France. And Ledger's hardware wallets are multi-currency wallets that are used to store private keys for cryptocurrencies offline. And Ledger offers 2 hardware wallets, the Ledger Nano and Ledger Nano X wallets. They are world-class experts with extensive crypto security backgrounds. They continuously look for vulnerabilities in Ledger products in a constant effort to improve the level of security. Now, in today's world, securing these digital assets is a critical challenge, and this is where Ledger kicks in. So click the link below to buy your hardware wallet and support this podcast. It is a brilliant way to support this podcast. So what are you waiting for? The link is in the show notes below. Now guys, since you've taken care of that, let's kickstart by looking at the global cryptocurrency market. Now, because of President Donald Trump addressing the joint Congress session, guys, a lot of Americans are happy with what is going on in the United States of America. And truth be told, guys, not only Americans, I do feel that the rest of the world is happy as well. Because look, President Donald Trump wants world peace, he wants inflation to go down, and he wants common theme back, isn't it? And he often refers to the Republican Party as a party of common sense. And I cannot stress this enough, guys. Go ahead and look at information from first source, and you would be surprised what mainstream media is putting out as completely fake news. I won't talk much about politics. I'll only talk about things that are directly and indirectly connected to the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Now, because of his speech, guys, looks like it is having a positive impact on the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. And tomorrow, guys, that is the 7th of this month, there is Crypto Summit as well. And I'm pretty much sure, guys, because of this news, it will be impacting positively for the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Now, since the last 24 hours, guys, if you look at the global cryptocurrency market, it is standing at $2.96 trillion, and there is a very high possibility in the next few hours the global cryptocurrency market might actually cross the $3 trillion mark once again, because since the last 24 hours it is up by 3.53%. Now if you look at the total cryptocurrency market volume, guys, it is at a staggering $115.95 billion, but Since the last 24 hours, it is actually down by 29.76%. Now, the reason why it is down is because a lot of people are not selling a lot of the Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, because what happened few days ago, guys, because of mainstream media putting out a completely different picture regarding tariffs, they created an artificial panic in the world, isn't it? And because of that, a lot of people were actually dumping a lot of the Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Now, what I'd really urge you guys to do is go ahead and listen to my episode that I released on the 5th of this month, and I shared my thoughts and opinion, guys, as to how tariffs could actually be a good thing, and what mainstream media is putting out is completely a different narrative. And that is one of the reasons, guys, why I often stress it is important that you go ahead and do your own research. An increase in tariffs can actually be a good thing for Americans, and that could directly and indirectly be impacting the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Now let's go ahead and look at the volume of decentralized finance. And unfortunately, guys, this matrix is absolutely horrendous, and the 24-hour volume is only at $7.07 billion, and DeFi, guys, as of today, is accounting for only 6.09% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. And if you look at the total value locked, guys, it is below the $100 billion mark. It is at $98.54 billion, with Lido still dominating so far as total value locked is concerned. And the total value locked is $21.11 billion. Now, one matrix, guys, which I personally tend to keep an eye on, that is decentralized exchange dominance, and today it is at 31.70%. What this percentage idly means, guys, is this is a comparison between transactions taking place in decentralized versus centralized exchanges. Now, in an idealistic world, I'd like to see this 100%. Maybe 3 to 5 years down the line, guys, this particular matrix will be around 60 to 80% mark. Now, if you look at the 24-hour volume of decentralized exchanges, ever since SEC decided to go ahead and close the case against Uniswap, a lot of transactions seem to be taking place, and so far as the 24-hour volume is concerned, it is back to the number one position, and so far as the 24-hour volume in terms of dollar amount is concerned, it is at $3.61 billion. PancakeSwap, guys, is at number 2nd, and its 24-hour volume is $1.16 billion. Fluid, guys, is at number 3rd. And since the last 2 weeks, guys, it is often showing up in the top 5, but its 24-hour volume is well below the $1 billion mark. It is at $731.88 million. Meteor, guys, is at number 4th. Its 24-hour volume is $723.12 million. Radium, guys, is at number 5th, and its 24-hour volume is almost less than half of $1 billion mark. It is at $586.31 million. Now look, guys, regarding Radium, I'm definitely seeing some red flags, and I'm just hoping that we do not find out any notorious activity in the next coming days or weeks. Cause look, just few weeks ago, guys, the volume of Radium was over the $11 billion mark, and from $11 billion, guys, it has gone down to almost $500 million. This matrix definitely does not seem right, isn't it? So what I'd really urge you guys to do is try to keep a track on everything that is going on in the world of Radium. And I'm hoping that we do not find out any notorious activity in the world of Radium. Now let's go ahead and look at the volume of stable coins, because I really am not content with what is going on in the world of stable coins, and the volume is only at $109.24 billion, and stable coins, guys, as of today, is accounting for 94.22% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. Now, when the crypto summit is taking place, that is the 7th of March, guys, definitely keep an eye on the 24-hour trading volume. And if there are any massive announcements, guys, I'm pretty much sure the volume of stablecoins might even actually cross the $300 billion mark. Cause look, when President Donald Trump got re-elected, guys, that entire month in November, the volume of stablecoins was hovering around the $300 billion mark. And when the volume is increasing, guys, it does give an indication as to which direction the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies will be heading towards. And that was the time when the price of Bitcoin rose from $50,000 to $100,000. So the volume of stablecoins is definitely a good indicator. And unfortunately, since the last 24 hours, the numbers are not looking that great, and the volume of stable coins is accounting for 94.22% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. And out of this $109.24 billion, guys, Tether USDT is accounting for $91.21 billion. Circle USDC's volume is almost $10 billion mark, $9.69 billion to be precise. FDUSD, guys, is at number 3rd, and its 24-hour volume is $8.36 billion. Now let's quickly run to the market cap, 24-hour trading volume and dominance between Bitcoin and Ethereum. Now the dominance of Bitcoin, guys, has been gradually increasing, and today it is at 60.62%, whereas Ethereum's dominance is down to 9.20%. Now if you look at the 24-hour trading volume, guys, Bitcoin's 24-hour trading volume is $50.22 billion, whereas Ethereum's 24-hour trading volume is less than half of that, at $22.50 billion. Now, unfortunately, guys, the market cap of Bitcoin and Ethereum isn't that great. Bitcoin's market cap is well below the $2 trillion mark. It is only at $1.79 trillion. Now let's say guys, on the 7th of March, if there's some indication regarding a crypto strategic reserve along with a Bitcoin strategic reserve, I'm pretty much sure the price of Bitcoin will immediately pump up. And who's to say guys, the market cap of Bitcoin might actually cross the $2 trillion mark once again. So what I'd really urge you to do is keep a track on what is going on regarding the crypto summit, and I'll definitely go ahead and touch base on that in the Blockchain DXB podcast. Now unfortunately guys, the market cap of Ethereum is not doing that great either. It is only at $270 billion. But look guys, because Ethereum is part of the crypto strategic reserve, and if there is an announcement tomorrow, I'm pretty much sure the market cap will be impacted positively. And who's to say guys, even the market cap of Ethereum might actually cross the $300 billion mark. So please keep an eye on the announcement that is going to happen tomorrow, that is the 7th of March. Now in the Blockchain DXB's Crypto and Coffee 88 series guys, I tend to look at one new matrix every day. And today I want to look at the top AI and data market tokens by market capitalization. And what is a bit surprising guys is that Neo Protocol is number 1 so far as market cap is concerned. And its market cap is at $3.53 billion. Roughly around 3 months ago when I looked at this information guys, Bitensor was leading the pack. But today Bitensor is at number 3rd. And at number 2nd is Internet Computer Protocol. And its market cap is at $3.30 billion. Bitensor guys is at number 3rd. And its market cap is at $2.50 billion. Filecoin is at number 4th. And its market cap is at $2.90 billion. And at number 5th guys is Render. And its market cap is below the $2 billion mark. It is at $1.91 billion. Now guys, let's go and look at the king of all kings, that is Bitcoin. And since the last 24 hours, the price of Bitcoin has pumped up a lot. And it is up by 3.47%. And in terms of dollar amount, it is $90,359. And since the last 7 days, guys, the price of Bitcoin is up by 6.34%. Ethereum, guys, unfortunately is not doing that great. But since the last 24 hours, it is still up by 3.11%. But since the last 7 days, guys, it is actually down by 4.27%. And that is because of the unfortunate hack that did actually take place in Bybit, isn't it? And Bybit's CEO, that is Benzo, guys, he is requesting a lot of the Ethereum miners to at least go ahead and refund the mining fees. Now look guys, so far as the mining fee is concerned, the miners definitely do have a right not to go ahead and give them the fee back. Cause look, code is law, isn't it? But out of good gesture and corporate social responsibility, they may want to give Bybit fees. But look guys, the amount is not that high. Somewhere around the $100,000 to $200,000 mark for every miners. Now that thing being said guys, the price of Ethereum is down to $2,249. But look guys, at the crypto summit, if there is a massive announcement regarding Ethereum guys, I wouldn't be surprised if the price of Ethereum is heading towards the $3,000 mark. But look guys, whatever I'm saying is definitely not financial advice, and make sure you go ahead and do your own research. Now since the last 6 months guys, the price of Ripple or XRP has definitely been bumping up, isn't it? And today the price of XRP is $2.49. And since the last 24 hours it is up by 0.97%. And since the last 7 days it is up by 13.46%. Now look guys, President Donald Trump did actually go live yesterday. And he did address the joint session for Congress. And looks like a lot of Republicans and Americans were definitely happy about it. And what I would really recommend you to do is guys, look at information from first source. And in this case the source is YouTube channel for White House. And go ahead and watch the entire thing. It is well over 2 hours long. Now look guys, me personally, I'm a massive fan of President Donald Trump. But I don't understand how he has so much of energy to go ahead and stand and talk for 2 hours. It was definitely one of the great speeches. And looks like because of that, a lot of Americans as well as people from other nations are confident with what is going on in the United States of America. And one of the things he did actually state in that session guys is that President Zelensky of Ukraine did actually write him an official letter, and he did actually acknowledge that he wants world peace as well. So it looks like in the next coming days and weeks, we might be finding some positive news regarding President Zelensky agreeing to the terms of President Donald Trump. And if that thing happens guys, the end of war between Russia and Ukraine is extremely near. And because of this particular news guys, the prices of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies are positively pumped up in my honest opinion. So definitely interesting times ahead in the world of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Now look, because President Donald Trump is a massive advocate of Bitcoin guys, a lot of prime ministers and presidents, they have become a massive fans of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies as well. And Belarusian president, that is Alexander Lukashenko, guys, wants to use excessive electricity to go out and mine Bitcoin. And he did have a roundtable conference with his team, guys. And he did actually state that he was inspired with what is going on in the United States of America under Trump, and also the recent plan regarding crypto strategic reserve. And because of that, guys, the president of Belarus has urged officials to bypass bureaucracy and go out and take concrete actions. And the president of Belarus, guys, has urged officials to bypass bureaucracy and take specific actions. And the president of Belarus, guys, is advocating for domestic mining or foreign investment. Now look, so far as Belarus is concerned, guys, they have been massive advocates of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, and they have been supporting cryptocurrencies going back to 2018, and they also legalized mining and quite a lot of other things. Now if you do need the official information regarding this, guys, it is actually published by bitcoinmagazine.com, and the link to that is in the show notes below. And along with that, guys, there is also a YouTube channel where the president of Belarus, that is Alexander Lukashenko, is speaking to officials, so please feel free to go and check that thing out as well. But it is in a different language. Maybe if you understand that language, guys, you might get more information than what I just mentioned. Now guys, let's go ahead and discuss an interesting news by Blockstream, which I believe is the most important company in the world of Bitcoin. And Blockstream, guys, they are launching Bitcoin-backed funds, and they're doing that by introducing 3 institutional Bitcoin-backed funds, with the Income Fund and Alpha Fund launching in April of 1st, 2025. And they also have another fund called as Yield Fund, guys, which will follow later this year as well. Now what's really interesting regarding this fund, guys, is these funds offer Bitcoin-backed borrowing, enabling investors to access liquidity without selling. Now look, Blockstream is probably the most important company in the world of Bitcoin, and them making such move is really interesting, guys. But it is so important to understand, not your keys, not your Bitcoin. The Blockstream, guys, has the OGs of Bitcoin, and I'm pretty much sure they have definitely gone ahead and tackled that. And regarding Blockstream, guys, they're also expanding to Asia, and they've also opened a Tokyo office, and they're also partnering with Diamond Hands and Falco Ventures as well. And their aim, guys, is to advance Bitcoin layer to network solutions. And as I mentioned earlier at the beginning of the episode, guys, a lot of narrative in the Bitcoin world is Lightning Network, not blockchain technology. And if you do need any information regarding Lightning Network, Blockstream's website has quite a lot of useful information. Now guys, let's go ahead and discuss Crypto Summit that is scheduled to take place tomorrow. And the event, guys, is scheduled to take place at 6:30 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. UTC time. And there are more than 25 participants, including members of President Working Group on Digital Assets. Now me personally, guys, I'm definitely content with this list. But look, if you think there should be other people involved in this, mention them in the comments below. Because this particular list, guys, includes Michael Saylor, who's the founder of MicroStrategy and now renamed to Strategy, David Bailey of Bitcoin Magazine, Matt Young of Paradigm, JP Richardson, who's the CEO of Exodus, Carl Samani, who's the managing partner at Multicoin Capital, Zach Witkoff, who's the co-founder of World Liberty Finance Token, Sergey Nazarov, guys, who's probably the most important person in the so-called cryptocurrency space, and he's also the co-founder of Chainlink, Brian Armstrong, who's the CEO of Coinbase, Latina, who's the CEO of Robinhood, Arjun Sethi, CEO of Kraken, Chris Maslach from Crypto.com, as well as Brad Garlinghouse, who's the CEO of Ripple. Now these are the confirmed attendees, guys, but look, in the show notes below, you would also find the list of unconfirmed attendees, and it does enroll Kathy Wood, guys, who's the CEO of ARK Investment. I'm pretty much sure she will definitely be attending this. You also have Vitalik Buterin, who's a co-founder of Ethereum. You have Jeremy Allaire, who's a co-founder and CEO of Circle. The CEO and CTO of Tether, that is Paulo Udrano. He has been invited as well. And Charles Hoskinson, guys, who I always wanted to see at the session, is also invited. And there is also Anatoly Yakovenko, who's the founder of Solana. And there's also Mark Andreessen, guys, who's a co-founder, general partner of Andreessen Horowitz. And he was also an early investor in Ripple. And looks like President Donald Trump has definitely done a genius move. And there are also going to be some officials from White House, guys. So what I'll do next is, I'll read out the confirmed names, and then I'll go ahead and read out the unconfirmed names. Now regarding the confirmed attendees, guys, you have Bo Hines, who's the Executive Director of the Presidential Council of Advisors for Digital Assets. You have David Sachs, who's the AI and Crypto Czar. Mark Ueda, who's Acting Chairman of United Security and Exchange Commission. And you also have Carolyn Pham, guys, who's the Acting Chairman of US CFTC, that is Commodity Future Trading Commission. And it's needless to say, guys, all of them are massive fans of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, isn't it? And there are also 3 names who are unconfirmed at this point of time, but there's a very high possibility they might be attending this session. Now, one of them is Pandy Bondi, guys, who's the US Attorney General. and looks like pretty soon she'll be exposing the Epstein list as well. You have Howard Lutnick, guys, who's the Commerce Secretary, and you also have Scott Bessent, who is Treasury Secretary. Now, according to me, guys, this list is absolutely spot on. The only other person who I think should be added on this list is Andreas Antonopoulos, but look, he seems to be busy writing a new book, but it's going to be really interesting to see, guys, what the outcome to this is. And I'm pretty much sure the outcome of this will definitely be impacting the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Now, the final news, guys, I'm going to be talking about is also connected to President Donald Trump, but this is more to do with metaverse and NFT. And President Donald Trump's new company, that is DTTM Operations, has submitted trademark application for the name Trump, which is related to a metaverse platform and an NFT marketplace, so definitely keep an eye on that as well. Now, if you want to be an early investor, guys, it is definitely worth looking into this, isn't it? So definitely interesting news. So these were the news, guys, on the Bitcoin blockchain cryptocurrency world at a macro level. Now let's go to look at two news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. And the first news, guys, is regarding Dubai Future Foundation, and they have signed a memorandum of understanding with Artificial Intelligence Center in Hamburg. And this, guys, marks the first collaboration that Sandbox Dubai has entered with a foreign partner. So let me go ahead and give out more information regarding this, because this partnership targets AI innovators and businesses, and Dubai is inviting top AI innovators from Europe to test their technologies, and these technologies, guys, will be tested within Dubai's regulatory sandbox. And Dubai as an emirate aims to be a global hub for AI development as well. And so far as ARIC is concerned, that is Artificial Intelligence Center for Hamburg, they are one of Europe's leading AI centers as well. And a part of the Memorandum of Understanding is cross-disciplinary expertise. And because of this partnership, guys, there's going to be cross-disciplinary expertise, because ARIC brings together expertise from business, science and society as well. And there's going to be heavy knowledge exchange, as a Memorandum of Understanding includes knowledge exchange between UAE and Germany, and they are going to be focusing on deep tech. And this particular collaboration, guys, connects innovators and companies in deep tech. And regarding Dubai Sandbox platform, guys, Dubai Future Foundation will provide access to the Sandbox Dubai platform, and the Sandbox aim is to test products and services in a regulated environment. Now, regarding the Sandbox, guys, this particular initiative was launched in 2024 under the Dubai Economic Agenda D33, and D33's aim, guys, is to double Dubai's economy in the next decade. Now, when you talk about Dubai's regulatory ecosystem, guys, the Sandbox strengthens Dubai's regulatory and innovative ecosystem, and so far as international collaboration is concerned, I very strongly feel that this particular partnership aims to foster global collaboration in a regulatory innovation, and this particular collaboration encourages companies to develop and launch products in Dubai, establishing it as a global business hub for pioneering technologies. So definitely interesting news. Now, the next news, guys, I'm going to be talking about has to do with the airline industry. And there's an interesting partnership between Riyadh Air and IBM, and their partnership, guys, aims to integrate AI into their operations, and IBM's Watson X and AI suite will enhance guest and employee experiences. And regarding the launch date, guys, Riyadh Air is set to launch it by the end of 2025, and they're doing that because of Vision 2030, isn't it? And Riyadh Air, guys, is part of Saudi Arabia's Vision 2030, and they aim to serve 330 million passengers annually by 2030. Now look, guys, so far as Riyadh Air is concerned, they definitely have an AI-driven focus, and they aim to position themselves as the world's first digital native airline with AI as a driving force. And the CFO of Riyadh Air, guys, did emphasize the use of artificial intelligence to improve customer interaction and flight operations. And so far as IBM is concerned, their consulting role will be the primary digital integrator for Watson X and other AI tools. And so far as the AI platform is concerned, it will focus on data security, privacy, regulatory compliance and responsible AI adoption. And regarding Riyadh Air, guys, they are adopting an AI-first approach to redefine air travel and set industry standards. Now look, guys, this particular partnership will definitely empower teams with artificial intelligence to go and improve travel experiences and optimize operations. And if you talk about AI and aviation, guys, IBM's Watson X will help streamline operations through predictive maintenance, customer support automation and scheduling optimization as well. And when you talk about IBM's role in other industries, guys, Watson X has been used in various industries for predictive maintenance, natural language processing and AI-driven analytics as well. And so far as customer service automation is concerned, I very strongly feel, guys, that AI-powered tools will automate customer interaction with Riyadh Air as well. And AI will play a massive role in optimizing schedule and reducing delays. And AI, guys, I do feel will do a slightly better job than machine learning. And they will be able to predict aircraft maintenance needs to reduce downtime as well. Now, other airlines like Lufthansa, guys, they have also implemented AI-driven predictive maintenance, and they're doing that to reduce aircraft downtime. So look guys, artificial intelligence is definitely here, and I very strongly feel that Riyadh's collaboration with IBM will shape the future of aviation in Saudi Arabia and beyond. Definitely interesting news. So these were the news guys from Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, blockchain and artificial intelligence world from Blockchain DXB. In case if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating and share the word across. Now for the next few minutes is going to be an Ask Me Anything series where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi and metaverse. So let's kick start with the Ask Me Anything series. Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB. You're listening to the Ask Me Anything series, where listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi and metaverse. I have a question by Jerry who asks, with Belarus and other nations exploring Bitcoin mining, could this spark a new trend in state-backed Bitcoin reserves? This, to be honest, is definitely an interesting question, Jerry, cause look, states like Belarus are exploring innovative ways to leverage excess energy for Bitcoin mining, and this experiment, according to me, can definitely be a game changer for a broader trend in state-backed Bitcoin reserve. And there are quite a lot of areas you can think of. Cause look, by investing in Bitcoin mining, nations can diversify their reserve assets beyond traditional currencies and gold. And for countries with surplus energy and favorable mining conditions, converting excess resources into digital assets may act as a hedge against economic uncertainties and sanctions, isn't it? And essentially, state-backed Bitcoin reserves could offer a form of sovereignty control over national wealth, which is insulated from traditional financial risky systems. And if you look at the geopolitical world under the Biden administration, there was so much of drama, and right now the drama is reducing, and some governments are definitely looking for alternative assets that are less susceptible to political manipulation. Now with Belarus legalizing mining since 2018, and now utilizing surplus energy, I very strongly feel that the experiment does signal that states are willing to engage with cutting-edge technology to support their fiscal policies, and this particular approach, Jerry, might inspire the nations to follow a similar pursuit. But look, things will definitely not be easy, because this particular idea definitely sounds great, but there will be significant hurdles as well, and one of them that instantly pops up is the price volatility of Bitcoin, isn't it? And apart from that, you also have regulatory uncertainty and the technical complexities of securing Bitcoin, and I very strongly feel that states will have to develop robust frameworks for risk mitigation and integrate these digital assets into existing monetary policies, and only with clear regulatory guidelines and successful risk management can state-backed reserves move from a niche experiment to a mainstream practice. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens in the next coming months and years. And Jerry, if nations like Belarus manage to create a sustainable model for state-backed mining and reserve accumulation, I do think it could set a precedent for other countries to follow. So definitely interesting times ahead, and really interesting question. And that's about all guys from the Ask Me Anything series on Blockchain DXB. In case if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating and share the word across. Remember, Monday to Thursdays 8 am to 8:30 am via Blockchain DXB podcast, where we cover top news and information pertaining to the price of Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi and metaverse. We also look at 2 news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. And what you're listening to right now is the Ask Me Anything series, where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi and metaverse. So thanks so much for listening guys, and have a nice one. Bye bye.